Hey, what's up guys? VincePlayz here, back with another video, and today guys we're doing my gaming pickups for January, February, and March of 2019. Now, I know I said on my Instagram story this was going to be up by last night, but I was still my voice was so exceptionally raspy because I was still feeling pretty crappy, and my sleep schedule I had to try to turn around yesterday, so I didn't really get a lot of sleep yesterday. So it was just not good conditions for making a video. So I figured I'd just wait till today, and then I would have it up by tonight for you guys to enjoy. 1 day difference. I hope you guys aren't too mad at me for that. But yeah, this is going to be a two-part pickup video. It's going to be two parts. So what happened was, I waited way too long to make this video. Instead of making it last month, at the beginning of last month, like I should have, I put it off, and then by the middle of February, or the middle of March, I was trying to record it, and it was like an hour and a half long, so I couldn't record the whole thing, and I was just burnt out by the end of it. It was a mess, so here's what I'm doing. Part 1 is going to be on my PlayStation pickups for the last 3 months, and then the second part's going to probably be a little bit longer. It's full of all my Xbox pickups, my PC pickups, and a special set of pickups, which I'm not going to reveal yet, obviously, for surprise reasons. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this with my sick ass and my nasally, sexy voice. So, yeah, we're going to start with my PSP pickups because this is the least exciting and I have the least amount of stuff for it. Now, before I show these to you, I do want to say that these were like between 5 and 10 cents a piece. I don't remember if they were 5 cents a piece or 10 cents a piece, but that's why they're not complete in box, and I really don't care that much because they were so cheap. If I got the boxes for all these, they'd still be under $5 a piece. So I did really good, and I might go and source the boxes later for them. But right now, I couldn't say no to that price. So just to have some stuff to watch and play on the PSP. So first up, we have Mad Max. This is the movie on UMD for PSP. No box, but it is a really good movie, and I wanted a couple of movies to watch on the PSP while I'm out and about and whatever, so but this is a really good movie. Mel Gibson's really good in this movie. It's not as, action-packed, I would say, as, Fury Road or anything like that, which is to be expected. It's from 1979, but really good movie. If you can check this out, I would definitely recommend you do. It's an awesome movie. Next up, we have Hellboy, the movie for UMD on PSP. This is my favorite movie of all time. I absolutely love Hellboy, and Hellboy 1 and 2. They are awesome, awesome movies. They're funny, and they're full of action. They're awesome, and I would highly recommend you check out the originals. I don't know if the remake's any good, probably not as good as the original. So if you like funny action movies, Hellboy is like the best in its class. So I would definitely, without a doubt, recommend you check this out. It's definitely in my top 5 or top 10 of all time. And the last sort of loose UMD game thing that I have is Sims 2 Castaway for PSP. Now, the reason I bought this is because I picked up Sims 2 on PSP when I first got it because I love The Sims 2, and I did play the PSP version on emulator before I actually got the system, so I was like, this is probably going to be more of the same. I love The Sims 2, and I love the PSP version specifically, so, this ought to be great. I was so wrong about that. This is a terrible game. The loading times are awful. The frame rate's really, really sluggish. The map isn't very good either, and the systems the gameplay elements just don't fit very well into the PSP control layout. It's just all around kind of clunky. If you can check it out on the PPSSPP emulator, you might check it out. It might be better there. I haven't tried it. I haven't used the PSP emulator in a long time. So, yeah, don't buy it on PSP. If you're going to try it on the emulator on PC. So, yeah, that's that. Now, the last thing has a bit of a story behind it, and it's really annoying. So, that would be the Namco Museum Battle Collection for PSP. Now, you're probably wondering, Vince, what the hell is that box? Well, my inquisitive viewer, I ordered this on Amazon for $7 because it said that it had the box and manual with it. So, I ordered it. I was like, yeah, I want to play Pac-Man on the go. Why not? And so I bought it, and it got here, and it had the box, just not the insert and manual. And I was like, what in the world is this? So I contacted the seller on Amazon, and they basically said that they were not going to refund it unless I wanted to send it back and pay return shipping. So I was like, forget it. I mean, the UMD's in really good shape. It's basically scratch free. So I said screw it, and so I just wrote the name of the thing on there and on the spine, so I knew what it was. I might print out the insert for it sometime, but I was really mad because I could have got it for like $4 or $5 if I just bought the UMD only, but I went in and paid the extra few dollars to get the box and manual with it. But it is what it is. The game is fun. It's got like 7 Namco Museum games in it from their arcade games. What I meant to say, it's got like 7 or 8 other arcade games and some remake, quote unquote, remakes of those arcade games. So it's a decent game if you guys like Namco arcade games like I do. So yeah, this game's awesome, but buyer beware if you buy it on Amazon because it might not have the box if that's what you're looking for. Next up, we have the PS2 games. Again, I don't have very many here, but they're good games. So the last one, I'm not actually, we'll do this one first because I'm actually not sure if I showed this last time. I don't remember. That's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 for PS2. I love this game. I'm pretty sure I did show this one on the last pickups video, but I'm not sure. Basically, it's like a bridge point between like the pure skateboarding games like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 and the goofy, kind of funny story modes of 4 and the Underground series and basically everything after that. So it's got the gameplay of like Underground, but it's still the story mode's basically a lot like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. I mean, there's some funny stuff to it, but it's not like insanely wacky or anything like that. So if you like the Tony Hawk series and you're a fan of either one side or the other, you might give this one a go because, like I said, it's the best of both games, I think. Though I do prefer Underground because I thought the story was pretty funny. But if you like the first 2, you'll probably like 3 too. Definitely worth a go. Alright, now these are all new pickups that I haven't shown yet. First up is GTA San Andreas. I ordered this on Amazon last month because I wanted to play the original PS2 release again because the graphical style is basically the Xbox and PC versions are missing a lot of the visual effects of this version, like the heavy lens flare at sunset and the kind of turquoise, orangish sky and stuff like that. The PC and Xbox releases are missing a lot of those effects, and I couldn't mod them in on PC, but I figured since I could, I would just order it for like $5 on Amazon and get the original again. So I love this game to death. I play it on PS2, original Xbox, PC, and on 360. It's a great game, and it holds up really well. I still find it hard to believe that this game is as old as it is, man. This game is phenomenal, and I would, of course, absolutely recommend on whatever console you can check it out on that you absolutely play this. It's on PS4. It's backwards compatible with Xbox One. Both the original Xbox version and the 360 version will work on the Xbox One. The original Xbox version just downloads the 360 version. Kind of complicated, but it's available on all current gen hardware, so you should definitely, without a doubt, check this game out if you have the chance to. And it was complete too, even has a little map poster thing in it. Next up is Driver 3. I bought this at the local pawn shop that I always get a lot of my pickups from, which I'm going to keep unnamed for my safety and theirs. Driver 3 I picked up because I did want to play it. I heard it was exceptionally buggy, but I don't know if that's if this, because from what I understand they patched some of the versions later, so I don't know if it is or not. I haven't really gotten a chance to play it yet, but um, it looked like a lot of fun. The driving and stuff looked awesome, so I did want to check it out. It was like $1, so even if it is buggy, I guess I'm not really losing too big on that. It is complete in box. Even has a little Prisma kind of Atari stickers in it, so that's really cool. The disc is like scratchless, so I mean it's just a great copy of the game. So I figured for like $1 or two, even if it is buggy, for a copy that's in this nice condition, I would add it to the collection. Next up is Call of Duty 2 Big Red One. I want to check this out because this is actually Treyarch's first Call of Duty game, so I did want to check it out and see what they were able to accomplish with it. Same pawn shop. I picked this one up at the beginning of this year. It's a good game. However, it's not really the game's fault. But on the PS2, it's exceptionally blurry. Like when you move around, I think there's motion blur or something in it, and it distorts the entire camera when you look around. I'm not sure if it's because it's 480i or because they had like motion blur or something to it, but it looks absolutely dreadful on PS2. If you're gonna play it, I would say probably play it on the original Xbox or the GameCube, because those versions are probably going to be a little bit better about that. But it's a decent game, and it was complete in box, so it couldn't go wrong there. I will probably finish this at some point, though. I'm gonna have to get over the terrible motion blur or whatever is going on with it. I played on my the CRT in my living room to see if that mitigates it, but yeah, Call of Duty 2 Big Red One. Definitely worth a go if you like the older Call of Duty games. I would recommend playing it elsewhere for that reason alone because it's really distracting. And last but not least, we have Sims 2 Pets on PS2. I picked this up because, again, like I said, I love The Sims 2. And this version's an exclusive to the PS2 and the GameCube, I believe. And the pawn shop I always shop at had it for like, and they gave it to me for like $2. So I was like, I would love to check this out. This is not quite as, I don't know what the word would be, quite as much of a full package as Sims 2, the base game is. There's less customization options. There's less building options. There's all around less content, but they added the ability to obviously adopt a pet, customize it completely, give it a name, build a house, go to the park and play with your animal and stuff. It's really fun, and it is. If you like the Sims 2 console editions like I do, then you'll probably love this too. And it does. I'm pretty sure it does have a graphical upgrade over the base game too. So I would definitely recommend you check this out if you can find it for under $10. It's definitely a lot of fun. I think you'll get some decent enjoyment out of it. It's also on the GameCube, and there's a PC version, which is obviously going to be more in line with the Sims 2 PC release rather than the console editions. But it was complete in box, so you know, definitely a good Sims game. Now that's it for the PS2. I guess we'll do PS3 next. That's what I have the most of here. Out of all the PlayStation stuff I bought. So first up, we have Fear for PS3. I did want to check this out, and while my PC could probably run it, I figured I would just do the PS3 version because it's probably going to be on par with the PC version in most aspects, and it was really cheap. So I did get it from that same pawn shop where I did a lot of my where I got a lot of my pickups. There's a lot of there's a lot of stickers on here, a lot of stickers on the spine and on the back and on the front. It's not a perfect copy by any means, but again, it was under $5, so, and it was complete, so I was like, sure, why not? It is a fun game. I love this game, actually. Fear is a lot of fun, though. I would recommend you probably play it on PC because I'm sure you can mod it, and mouse and keyboard's obviously going to give you an advantage there. It's a PC game that was ported down to consoles, and for that reason, I'd probably recommend you check out the entire series on PC. Maybe not the entire one, but definitely the first one. The other two are kind of mediocre from what I've heard. Next up, we have Medal of Honor Limited Edition. Now, I was excited to check this out because from what I heard, it was when they rebooted. The first one was great, the just Medal of Honor from 2010, and then there was Medal of Honor Warfighter, which I actually played and kind of sucked. So we did play this. We rented it back in the day, I believe, and it was a lot of fun. So I decided to buy it for the PS3 because they had it, and it was in really good shape, so I went in and picked it up. It's a really fun shooter. If you like Battlefield-esque, like borderline realistic as a video game can get, like simulator military shooters like Battlefield, where everything's super realistic and stuff, I would recommend you check out the first, not the first Medal of Honor, but the first game in the reboot series. It is a good game, though the story's kind of cliche and done to death, but it's still a decent romp if you like that kind of game. The multiplayer isn't very active on console anymore. It might be more so on PC. So as usual, I would recommend you try it on PC as opposed to console, but it is what it is. Next up, we have Splinter Cell Blacklist. Now, the reason I actually bought this on PS3 and not on 360 was because GameStop had both versions, but there was a massive price hike in the 360 version. It was $15 for the 360 or $5 for the PS3. So, I was like, why would I pay $10 more just to have it on 360? Because the difference isn't going to be that stark anyway. So I did buy it for $5 at GameStop. The disc was in great shape. The game is a lot of fun, though it is really weird not hearing Michael Ironside's voice as Sam Fisher. It just doesn't work, I don't think. They should have either done a spinoff that wasn't about Sam Fisher or waited until Michael Ironside could come back to reprise the role, because it is really jarring every time he opens his mouth. It just, and for that reason, I would recommend, if you played the old ones like me and you liked Michael Ironside's voice as Sam Fisher, and that's important to you like it is to me, I would not play this. But if you just care about the gameplay and don't give a crap about the story, it's definitely a return to form for Splinter Cell. There's a lot of options. You can go in aggressive, stealthy, and it all works. Unlike the other games, it's like a middle ground between Conviction and the games before Conviction, where while Conviction was mainly an action game that wasn't very stealth driven, the other games were mainly stealth driven and weren't very action oriented. You get options here, so that's great. And as someone who loves Splinter Cell, I think it's a great gameplay upgrade, and I wish they'd make a sequel now that Michael Ironside is willing to reprise his role as Sam Fisher. So that's Splinter Cell Blacklist. I'm going to straighten up over here a little bit so I can keep going. Next up is one of the pickups I got yesterday. That's Duke Nukem Forever for PS3. Yesterday we went to the pawn shop where I always go to buy my games, and I was gonna buy this at GameStop for $3 because it was like $8 on 360 or $3 on PS3. So I was gonna buy it on PS3. I was looking around and I saw this up on the top shelf. I was like, hey, look guys, there's that Duke Nukem game that I was looking for, and they're like, oh yeah. And the disc was in great shape and all that. It's in my PS3, so I don't actually have the disc in here, but I did think that the back of the um, box was pretty cool, where it says "Hail to the King" and has Duke over here in his throne. I thought that was pretty cool. The game itself, is somebody who has heard extensively of Duke and loves the character, but has never actually played Duke Nukem 3D. So far, it's all right. The graphics could use some work, but I think it is actually pretty funny, and it's a decent shooter in my opinion. I mean, I know most people absolutely hated this game, but personally I like it. So, I'm glad I gave it a chance, and I'm glad that I looked over all the reviews, because I think it's really funny, because it's got a sick sense of humor like me. So, I found it pretty funny. A lot of sexual jokes and all that, which like I said, I find that so funny. So, I knew that this game was going to have my style of humor. So yeah, Duke Nukem Forever. I don't know if I'm the outlier here. In my opinion, I would recommend you try it, because it's only $3 at GameStop. So if you have a PS3 and you can get it that cheap, or wait for a Steam sale or something, it's definitely worth a look, just for the jokes and stuff in it. So yeah, Duke Nukem Forever. I would recommend it, though beware, a lot of people hated it, so you might do your own research before taking my suggestion on that. Move these over here. Next up, we have Call of Duty 4 Game of the Year Edition. Now, I did find this at the same pawn shop. I want to stop saying that, but I do like to tell you guys where I got my games, and most of them I do end up getting from said pawn shop. So, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Game of the Year Edition, I bought for like $2, because um, it was uh, because I bought like 4 games, and I wanted this one too, because I actually had it on PS3, but it didn't have the box, so I wanted to get a complete copy. And it was cheaper to buy this pristine condition Game of the Year copy than print out the box for it. So I was like, absolutely, I'll get it. And the disc was in better shape than mine too. So yeah, it's complete in box with the manual and the disc, and it's in perfect condition and all that stuff. So yeah, Call of Duty 4. Most of you have probably played this at some point, but it is still a very fun shooter today. The campaign is phenomenal, so I would recommend you check it out. Next up is Assassin's Creed. Now, what happened was, when I was buying Splinter Cell Blacklist, I was kind of browsing the PS3 games, and I found the first Assassin's Creed. Now, I do already have this on 360, but the thing is that this was the very first PS3 game I ever played, way back in 2009, the greatest hits copy and all. It was the first PS3 game I ever saw being played by my dad, who had bought the PS3. And I was sitting there watching him play. I was like, I was a kid, so I didn't know what the term graphics was. But I was like, that looks so much more realistic than the PS2, and it just blew my mind. So I kind of wanted to go back on a nostalgia trip and play the first Assassin's Creed all over again on the system where I fell in love with the franchise. So yeah, it is quite dated at this point, though. If you've never played any of the Assassin's Creeds before and are just jumping in, I would recommend you start here, but that might just be my nostalgia talking. So look into it, do with that what you will, and yeah, it was like $1.99 is why I bought it. The disc was in perfect condition as well, so I couldn't say no to it. The nostalgia factor was worth it to me, is what I'm saying. But I probably would buy it on 360, because it has achievements and less frame rate issues, which this one has no trophies, and the frame rate is pretty horrible. So yeah, Assassin's Creed on PS3. Next up is Army of Two: The 40th Day, another game that is from my childhood. Assassin's Creed. Here we go. Army of Two was also one of the first games I ever played on the PS3, the first one, and I never got to play 40th Day. I played the first one, I played the Devil's Cartel, but never played the second one. I know it says display box, but it is the full game and all that. So it was like $2, and because I never got to try it, and I loved the first Army of Two. I heard um, this is like the ultimate Army of Two out of the trilogy, so I checked it out. I haven't really got a chance to play it. There's a lot of stutter and frame rate hitches on the PS3 version, so I don't know if I'll play it here or if I'll sell it and buy it on either on PC or on Xbox 360. But I might give it another go sometime in the next week or two and see if it ever gets any better. So yeah, Army of Two, love this series. Definitely a lot more fun with friends. It always had a couch co-op, but it's also online. So I don't know if the servers are set for that, but if you have a second friend, definitely check this out. It plays a lot like Gears of War, if you guys like that kind of game, but it's got a heavy emphasis on co-op. So if you have another friend and want to spend a fun weekend together doing something, definitely check out any of the Army of Two games except the Devil's Cartel. That game kind of blows. But yeah, love that game. Love that series. Next up, we have The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Now, you're probably thinking the same thing that I thought. What the hell is that box? And that's what I thought, too. That's actually the reason that I picked this up, because the box was kind of an anomaly to me. I don't know where it came from or why the box is like this, but it's kind of the elongated DVD style box, but it has like this checker pattern that says Blu-ray up here, and on the spine it's kind of a generic font, but it has the PlayStation logo up there. It's a really weird box, so I picked it up and because I was like, well, I kind of want to try out Oblivion because I love Skyrim, and the box is really weird, and it was $1, so, I've said, why the heck not? So I did buy Oblivion. It is not complete, but the disc is in excellent condition, and this box is so weird. So if you guys can tell me where this box came from, I would love to know. However, if I were taking a guess, I would say it's either from Blockbuster or Hollywood Video. If I'm right about that, let me know. I would love to know where this box came from because it's really weird. But yeah, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. It's a really fun game. I actually played quite a bit into it. It's not as good as Skyrim, I would say, but it's still a lot of fun in 2019. So definitely worth a go. Next up, we have a game that I've had for years digitally, but never bought physically until this year, which is Dead Rising 2, or as me and Alex jokingly call it, Dead Riskin 2. I'll link the video that I would recommend all of you check out in the comments of a guy in the Dead Rising community known as Stipo reading this fan fiction. It is the funniest crap I've ever seen, and it has a painfully low view count for just how funny it is. So you guys should definitely go over and check it out if you want to know why we call it Dead Riskin. But this game is about a guy named Chuck West whose wife died, and him and his daughter went to Fortune City, and then there was another outbreak. I'm trying to keep it spoiler-free here. But I had this on 360 back in like 2014 or 2015. I had bought it on Xbox One digitally. Alex bought it on PS4 digitally so we could play it together. But I never had a physical copy, and then I found this for $5, so I picked it up because the disc was in great shape, the box is in great shape, and it does have the map and the manual and the disc. So it is a absolutely complete and near pristine copy of the game. I love this game to death. I have a lot of fun memories screwing around with my friends in this game, so I would definitely recommend you try it. I don't think it's as good as the first one, looking back, but it is definitely an awesome, awesome game. If you like zombie games, you should definitely try it. It's a lot of fun. Next up, we have Killzone 3, another game I bought yesterday, same place, the pawn shop, and I've watched a lot of reviews because a lot of people have been doing reviews on the Killzone trilogy because I believe it's like the 10-year anniversary for Killzone 2. So a lot of people have been reviewing the whole franchise, and it looks really good. I was watching a review for the second one and then the third one, and I was like, that game looks really awesome. And I wanted to get the trilogy, but the trilogy is like 30 or $40. I was like, yeah, no, I think I'll just buy them separately for $5 a piece and get the whole franchise for like $10 or $15. So I am starting with Killzone 3. I've heard this is the best in the series. And so far, I'm believing that. I'm really glad I actually checked this out because I was playing it, and it's really fun. The gameplay is really fun. Your character feels kind of weighty and not just like he's floating around. The animations are really good. The graphics are really good. And I'm overall really glad I checked this out. If you have a PS3 still, I would definitely recommend you check this out if you like first-person shooters. The story's pretty decent too, from what I've played. The only downside I would say is that it only runs at 30 FPS, not 60. But it was on the PS3, and the graphics are really groundbreaking for the system, so I can't really complain too much about it. Though I would prefer if it was on if they remastered it for PS4 or brought it to PC. But it is what it is. For the price, man, it's a really good game. And I would recommend you check it out and it is an improvement over Killzone 2 because I've heard that Killzone 2's frame rate is absolutely atrocious. Um, so yeah, it is definitely the best in the series from what I've heard, and from what I've played, I'm inclined to believe that. So yeah, Killzone 3 on PS3 definitely worth the around $5 admission fee if you still have the system laying around. And the last two games, the last one I picked up yesterday, Bayonetta for PS3. Now, I haven't actually played this on PS3, but when I had my Xbox Game Pass trial, I did actually check it out there. I really loved this game. The combat's really fun, and it's overall a really good game. Now, I've heard some terrible things about the PS3 version of this game, which is kind of, I'll admit, is kind of the reason that I bought it, is because I want to see just how bad it is comparatively to the 360 version, which I have played. Hopefully it's not too bad because I would actually like to finish it because my trial expired of Game Pass before I could actually play it. It is complete with the manual and everything, so that's really nice. Hopefully the disc is in great shape. Hopefully the box is kind of a little bit messed up though. Hopefully it is playable because I would like to finish it. Yeah, Bayonetta. If you like, I don't know. It's hard to describe just how it's like in a genre of its own. But if you like games, kind of like I don't know, like Darksiders esque, I guess, where you just go around and beat the crap out of people and just go through linear missions and fight a bunch of bad guys. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of expensive on PS3 and 360. I think it's like 15 or $20 at GameStop, but I didn't pay anywhere near that for it. So if you guys are gonna check it out, definitely look somewhere other than GameStop. You know, if you have any pawn shops in your area, Amazon probably. You know, buy it there. Do not pay $20 for it, especially the PS3 version, because it's awful. From what I've heard, I obviously don't know. I haven't tried it yet, but I've heard the PS3 port's terrible, so yeah, buy it elsewhere. Please do not support GameStop in this instance. It's exceptionally greedy of them. And last but not least, for the PS3, we have Skate 2. Now, I bought this at the same pawn shop last time I was there, not yesterday, but the time before that, because they had it. And I've had Skate 2 on the 360 for ages digitally. I bought it like 5 or 6 years ago, but I wanted a physical edition. So I bought it on PS3. Now, while it's not as good as the 360 version, frame rate performance wise, it is still much better than the first game on PS3. If you guys don't know, the PS3 port of the first Skate game runs horribly. The frame rate's awful. The performance is not good at all. I mean, it doesn't look quite as good either, I don't think. But Skate 2, while it doesn't offer the option to either unlock or cap the frame rate like you could in the 360 version, it runs a lot better and looks better too. It does have trophies this time, which is a big plus for me because I love getting hunting and collecting the trophies and achievements from games. I believe it is complete. Yes, complete in box. Disc is in perfect condition. If you like any of the Skate games, Skate 2 is a fantastic entry in the series, and I would recommend you check it out if you like that kind of game. It's a shame the Skate series really just died after Skate 3, but, you know, it's better to have that good trilogy than for EA to keep milking it forever and, like EA does, and have it go to crap, guys, like Tony Hawk did. This game is just phenomenal. I love skateboarding. I love skateboarding culture. I love skateboarding games. So obviously, to me, this is an awesome game. But if you're not really into that, you probably won't like it very much. But it's definitely worth checking out if you like that kind of game. Alright, so now we're on to the few PS4 games that I bought. I believe there are 6 games here, which I'm going to start with the ones I bought used, and then I'm going to go to my new ones, because the ones I bought new are a lot more interesting in my opinion. So the first game here in my PS4 pickups is Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which I did buy on January 1st, I believe. And that's because I wanted Call of Duty on PS4, because I could kind of tell that after getting a PS4, I kind of wanted to move there as my primary console for most of my games that I buy in the future. And I love Call of Duty, so I wanted to get my Call of Duties on there too. I believe it was $15 at GameStop, so I did overpay a little, I guess. But to have it on PS4, it wasn't really that big of a deal to me because I love this game, the multiplayer and zombies mode specifically. The campaign sucks. That's kind of a given. But if you like the multiplayer, Black Ops 3 is an awesome entry of the series, though. I probably don't need to talk too much about this because most of you have probably played this game at some point or another. So, yeah, Black Ops 3 on PS4. Uh, Good multiplayer, great zombies, but just poor campaign. It's probably best that they axed it in Black Ops 4 rather than making another crappy one like this. Next up is Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, a bit of a funny story with Call of Duty Ghosts on PS4, other than the fact that people hate Call of Duty Ghosts. I actually love Call of Duty Ghosts, and I have completed my meme. I decided that a while back that I was going to collect Call of Duty Ghosts for every platform I could get it physically on. I do love the multiplayer. I love the campaign. Extinction's cool, but I don't like it as much as zombies. So when I got my PS4, because I still like to play the multiplayer, I was like, I'm gonna pick it up on there, and I bought it new at Walmart for $20, and which you're like, that was stupid. It's like a 5-year-old game, but GameStop wants $17 pre-owned for it, and it's about that price everywhere else too. So I was like, whatever, $20, that's fair, whatever. So I brought it home. I played it for like a week, and I was like, the frame rate's really horrible on here, and I looked it up, and the PS4 version apparently is the worst performing console version of the game, which is weird, right? Because, the PS4 usually has the best ports of games, not the worst. So the frame pacing's apparently weird in this, and it causes stutter and frame rate slowdown, which is not good at all. So I ended up returning it and getting my money back. And then, like, 2 weeks ago, we went to the pawn shop that we always shop at, and I saw this, and I pulled out, and it was the price tag's of $5. I ended up paying $2 for this, so it was kind of funny. It's kind of like fate. Well, the universe was trying to tell me, like, hey, you're gonna return this because there's something. We have something planned out for this game in your collection, so. I'm glad I returned it because I've been thinking about it. If I hadn't returned it, then when I went there, they would have given it to me for $2, and I would have wasted $20 on this game. A terrible port, by the way, but I still do want to finish it on here, and the multiplayer runs alright, so it's whatever. And if I hadn't returned it, I would have paid $20 for it, and it would be out of warranty by now, so I couldn't have taken it back. So I'm glad I did. Call of Duty Ghosts. I love this game. Unpopular opinion, I know, but I love Call of Duty Ghosts, and now I have it for every console, so my meme is complete, which I might post on Instagram. Yeah, Call of Duty Ghosts. Love the game. Probably don't buy it on PS4 unless that's the only choice you have, but ultimately I would recommend it. To me, it was like the last really good Call of Duty game before it kind of just started taking the downhill slope. I just like Call of Duty. I like the campaigns. I like the zombies modes, and I like multiplayer. So, I know people will probably roll their eyes at that, but, I just like Call of Duty. It's my yearly fix. I love the series. I love the fast-paced multiplayer, and, that's just the way I am. So, yeah. Talked way too long about that, but, last but not least is Titanfall 2. Now, it says $55. This was $5, actually. And I did really want to try Titanfall 2 because I heard that it had single player at last and that the multiplayer and the single player were absolutely awesome. Now, I haven't played the single player, but the multiplayer is definitely awesome. And the multiplayer package alone is worth the $5. So I did buy this a couple weeks ago, probably about a month ago. And I do really love this game, and I would recommend you support it. Don't buy it pre-owned like me because I'm an idiot. Go and support Respawn. They really deserve the money for this one. And, every new copy that's bought, it increases the chance of us getting a Titanfall 3. And I think Respawn really, really deserves props for this one for making a fantastic shooter. If you like first-person shooters at all, I would recommend you check this game out. It is Respawn Entertainment if you didn't know, which I'm sure a lot of you probably do. Respawn's actually the original Infinity War team, or most of them, because a lot of them left in 2010 or 2011, I guess, whenever Modern Warfare 3 came out. And they all just moved and then created Respawn, and then they were bought by EA and all that. So, yeah, of course it's great. It's from the people that made Call of Duty 4, so of course it's awesome, as if there was any doubt. But yeah, Titanfall 2 definitely deserves your time and money. Now, next up is Life is Strange Before the Storm, one of my favorite games of all time, without a doubt. Just love this game to death. Life is Strange 1 and Before the Storm specifically. I love Chloe and Max and all the characters in the game. It's a really fun story-based game. Now, I bought this at GameStop for $10, and then I ended up returning it because it didn't work. And instead of buying another copy, I bought it brand new, limited edition on PS4, and I'm really glad I did. And it was, I don't remember, I think it was $20 new, and it came with a couple of neat bonuses, which I really wanted. It came with this pretty cool display box, which I keep on the top of my bookshelf now because it makes a really nice display piece. It came with an art book, which I really love too. It's full of cool art. Let's see if I can flip through it a little bit here. Was trying to reach around my tripod. Just flip through a couple pages. It's really cool. Really cool bonus. And the thing that I really wanted was the soundtrack. Now, this is the full soundtrack, thereabouts. It's actually on my CD player, because I've been listening to it ever since I got it. Now, the soundtrack is really cool. I'm glad that it actually came with a physical soundtrack instead of like a digital code for iTunes or something stupid like that. The soundtrack does have a couple of omissions, such as The Right Way Around by Daughter, which is actually the main loading screen music for it, so that was kind of a big oversight, but most of the music from the game is here, and it's an awesome soundtrack. I love it, and yeah, I would definitely recommend you check it out. It's also on Spotify if you don't care that much about the collector's edition. But yeah, Life is Strange Before the Storm, one of my favorite games of all time. If you like story-based games, like Telltale-style games, I do think Don't Nod and, yeah, I believe Deck 9 made this game with the foundation that Don't Nod set. It's an improvement upon the formula that Telltale laid out. So, yeah, Before the Storm, awesome game. Definitely would recommend you check it out. Next up is Doom 2016. Now, this is the PlayStation Hits version, which mini rant. Screw you, Sony, for making the PlayStation Hits with the stupid red boxes. You guys did so well with, you know, making all your games unified with the blue box, blue banner, and then you had to do something with the red boxes, didn't you? But it's not that big of a deal. I think in the case of Doom, it actually looks really cool because a lot of the box art's red, so it does look really awesome. The game is really awesome. This is what I bought with the money that I got from the refund of Call of Duty Ghosts. Um, yeah, so I got Doom, and it's a really fun game. It's a fast-paced shooter, which I really like because I don't like. I don't mind like cover shooters where you just hide behind cover, but I really like the fast-paced nature of the Doom reboot. Would definitely recommend you check it out again. Bethesda and id really knocked it out of the park with this game. So yeah, would definitely recommend you check out Doom 2016. And last but not least, the biggest purchase I made this year was, drumroll please, that was me slapping my lap like a moron, trying to think you could hear that. But it is Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Now, I know that you're probably like, how is this the best thing you picked up? The most important thing you picked up? Well, this is the game that I really wanted this year. I know there's a lot of great games that have come out, but I really wanted Black Ops 4. I wanted the most recent Call of Duty. And it actually has been a lot of fun. Alex actually has it, so I bought it to play with him. And GameStop was having a sale where it was $40 instead of 60, so I picked it up then. It has multiplayer, blackout, battle royale, and zombies. And we've actually had so much fun on this game, and it has been awesome. We've played a lot of blackout. We played a lot of zombies and some multiplayer, though mainly I've just played that because Alex doesn't really like the multiplayer that much. But zombies and blackout have been a lot of fun, and I can't imagine how many awesome, fun evenings playing this game I would have missed out on if I hadn't picked it up. So yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is an awesome game in my opinion. The multiplayer is great. The zombies is awesome. The maps are really good in that, which the maps really make or break a zombies map. So, yeah, really good zombies maps, and the blackout's pretty fun too. So, I would recommend you check it out. Would I recommend you pay $40 for it like I did? Probably not. I'd probably wait till it comes down to 20. But that being said, it is a fantastic Call of Duty game if you just care about the multiplayer and the zombies mode. So that's all my pickups for the PlayStation consoles for January, February, and March of 2019. I know this was a longer video. I hope you guys are decided to hang out till the end. I know it's almost an hour long, and I'm really kind of sick still, so I'm really tired, and I'm not the most well-spoken person right now. So hope you guys could deal with that, and yeah, hopefully I'm better in the next few days and we can get back to my regular gaming content and YTPs and stuff. So, yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. Stay tuned for part 2 coming out tomorrow, the day after. And until next time, this is VincePlayz signing off. Peace.